In this video, I'm going to build my first properly working plane in survival with Create Aeronautics, as well as make a start on my airfield by building a massive runway. Well, let's get started. Check this out, I made a door for my base. And when you want to open, there we go. I had to do that mainly because I now have villagers in here and they might be in danger. So, you know, I have to keep zombies, etc. out. No! Bro almost escaped. Anyway, if we go outside here, I've been working on flattening this area, but there is still a lot of work to do. The runway is about 300 blocks long. So if it started like here, it would go all the way probably to like here. But if I'm gonna flatten the rest of this area, I clearly need some better tools, and this is why I've got the villagers going. Okay, distraction. I was gonna work on the villagers, but cat. I must get the cat, obviously. Wait. There's a jelly. Okay, we're gonna have several cats, but first we gotta get the jelly. Surely 12 is enough, right? Oh my god, not you guys again. Where's Jelly? There she is. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. I've got yummy fishies for you. Stop walking away. Got a shreep. Alright, we're doing it this way. Come here. Yes! Okay. You were very stubborn, weren't you? Success, we got a cat. Feel free to leave name suggestions in the comments. Wait! How did you get in here? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Give me my fish. Yes! We got another one. Feel free to leave name suggestions for 2 cats. Anyway, I'm going to work on flattening this area so I can build my runway. Alright, I have a schematic of the runway. We can go ahead and place this down. Oh, there we go. It's very big. Obviously, we've got to nudge it this way quite a lot. I think this is a pretty decent place to have the runway start, so I'm going to leave it here. Okay, there we go. Material checklist. It looks like a lot of blocks, but I should be able to get this pretty easily. I mean, I already have the deep slate. The stone, I'm also probably close. I need 20 stacks. In fact, I just found a couple more stacks in my chests, so I now have all the stone I need. We also have a ton of grass, so that shouldn't be an issue. There we go. That is all the resources we need to build this runway. So let's let the cannon do its thing. We've got a bit of a problem, which is that, unbeknownst to me, apparently my schematic only included half the runway. I literally built a runway double this size, and this is all we got. Also, this used all my resources, so I'm back to the grind. There's our runway. I did my best with blocks that we have easily available to get the skid marks down the middle. And I did give it numbers. My understanding of this is that it's like the degrees of the angle of the runway going clockwise starting at north. So like facing north, this would be 0. And then facing this way, it's 90 degrees. Facing this way, it's 270. So I labeled it 27 and 9. I didn't actually check this. That's just what I think it is. So you guys can let me know if that's correct. Anyway, now that we finally have a runway, let's build a plane. I did end up dismantling the tri-motor that we built a couple videos ago. I will probably build it again eventually now that I've updated the design and it works a little better. But today we're building a different plane. And if you saw my short from a couple days ago, you might know which one. That's right, we're building the Messerschmitt's BF-109. Definitely my best plane design so far. And we probably have a lot of the materials already. Okay, well that's not really the direction I want it to face. We'll face it that way. So schematic cannon, bam, material checklist. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. Alright, that should be everything. I'm leaving out the guns for now, because autocannon stuff is a pain in the ass to craft. It requires a bunch of machinery that we don't have right now, and I don't got time for that. I gotta get this video out. Anyway, it's fine. We shouldn't need to shoot anything with this right now. It would be fun to be able to shoot stuff, and we absolutely will be putting guns on this in the future. But for now, I really just want it to fly. Of course, the rain starts the moment I build this thing. Alright, everything should be glued now, I think. There we go. Alright, I think this is working. There's only one way to find out, and that's to put fuel in it. Alright, let's do a check. Throttle. Check. Ailerons. Check. Elevators. Check. I think we're ready to fly. The pillagers are over there. They're watching. Here we go. Throttle up. We are airborne. So one thing I did discover in testing is that generating new chunks in a plane is a bad idea. It lags the game out, and you 99% of the time you crash. We gotta stick to chunks we've already been to. But we should be able to make it to the ocean and back. We made it to the coast. Oh, we ran out of fuel. This is an interesting situation, but there is lava nearby, so we can get fuel if we can just clear an area to take off. Please tell me this is a long enough runway. Yes! Okay. Alright. Now the tricky part. Let's see if I can line us up. On, yes. Okay, okay, almost, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Not perfectly straight. But we did land on the runway. I mean, mostly on the runway. There you go. I built a working plane that flies and is actually quite practical in survival. I can't wait to fill a whole airport with these things. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.